Shalom Uvracha. Let's talk a little bit about the laws of milk and meat. Well, from the Torah, it's only forbidden if the milk and meat are actually cooked together. Lo tevashel gedi b'chalav imo. You can only have them forbidden if they're cooked together. From the letter of the law, if you ate meat and then drank milk, it'd be fine. Comes along to Rabbanan and makes a geder. You need to have a hafrada, a way to hamtana between milk and meat. What's the reason for that? So, there's a machloka between the Rambam and Rashi. Rambam says that sometimes little pieces of meat get caught between your teeth, and we can't rely on the fact that everyone has dental floss and will get rid of it. Says the Rambam, therefore we have to wait. You wait 6 hours, whatever your custom is, and after that time, those little pieces of meat disintegrate, they're not considered food anymore, and so there's no problem. According to Rashi, it's a completely different reason. It's because when you swallow food, the taste at the very, very back of the mouth stays there because meat is very fatty, and the taste stays, regurgitates, and stays around from one meal to the next, and therefore you have to wait that long. There's a few nafkaminot, practical differences between those two opinions. According to the Rambam, after you've waited your 6 hours, even if you have little pieces of meat between your teeth, they've disintegrated, they're not considered meat anymore, so you wouldn't really have to go and get rid of them. But according to Rashi, they're still considered meat. The only reason we wait is because of the taste. But who says that meat stops being meat, even if it's in your teeth, after 8 hours, 10 hours, a day? It's still considered meat. That's the first practical difference. You have to get rid of those little pieces of meat after you've waited your 6 hours. The second practical difference would be, what about if you chewed, but you didn't swallow? Well, if you chewed and didn't swallow, according to Rashi, you would have no problem. Because the only reason we have to wait because of the taste that regurgitates, that stays around. But you didn't swallow, so there's no taste at the back of your mouth. But according to the Rambam, obviously, there would be a problem, because you would have little pieces of meat caught between your teeth still. The halacha in the Shulchan Aruch, in Yoredea, brings both those explanations, and we're strict like both those reasons. And therefore the Shulchan Aruch says that even if you found meat between your teeth after you've waited from one meal to the next, you still have to remove those pieces of meat. Of course, according to Rashi, they're a problem. And likewise, if a person chewed but didn't swallow, they also have to wait. Even though according to Rashi, there's no taste, you didn't swallow. According to the Rambam, because you have meat between your teeth, you would still have to wait. So the Shulchan Aruch is strict like both opinions. There's a third case where, according to both opinions, it should all be fine. What about if you just put in your mouth for a moment a piece of meat fat and then spat it out without swallowing? Well, according to Rashi, you didn't swallow, so there's no taste, no problem. And even according to the Rambam, fat doesn't get caught between the teeth. It's only hard meat that gets caught between the teeth. But soft fat, or just some chicken soup swirling around the mouth and throwing it away, wouldn't be a problem. Nonetheless, the Pitrei Tshuva in his commentary on the Shulchan Aruch says that you do have to wait after that, and that's our practice, that even in the condition where, according to both opinions, it would seem to be fine, the practice is to wait from one meal to the next. I'll finish by telling you a very practical example of why you need to know both these reasons. I got a phone call from a mother who was distraught. Her daughter had recently had braces attached to her teeth. After she had braces attached to her teeth, she'd foolishly eaten a peanut butter sandwich and then realized that it took 2-3 days for her to remove all the little pieces of peanut butter and sandwich that were caught between all the wires of her braces in her mouth. And she told her mother that there was no way she was going to eat meat ever again until they removed the braces in another 2 years, because she was afraid of the meat being caught between her teeth and being unable to get rid of it. The mother, concerned about her daughter's dietary health, called me up and asked me to speak to her daughter. So I spoke to her and I said, that's a very interesting case you have. I want to tell you the opinion of the Rambam. The opinion of the Rambam is that after you've waited from one meal to the next, in her case 6 hours, those little pieces between your teeth are not even considered meat. And therefore, you'll try your best to get rid of them, because according to Rashi, they are considered meat and it's problematic. You'll try your best to brush your teeth and floss, but what's left there after 6 hours? That will rely, in your case, on the opinion of the Rambam, and will say that they're not meat. You tried your best. The Rambam says they're not meat at all, and you can go ahead and eat a milk meal. Tov, the daughter listened to me. She started eating again normally. The mother was thrilled, and we made everyone happy because we knew the difference between the Rambam and Rashi. Shalom uvracha.